The Honorable Ayikoi Otoo served as an Attorney General under the John Kufuor government. His immediate past High Commissioner to Canada for the Republic of Ghana. He's joined us on the line for a quick comment on this. Plus, he's involved in the Alan Kwadwo Kyerematen campaign. We'll talk about that as well. Honorable Ayikoi Otoo, you're welcome to Eyewitness News.
Thank you.
How are you doing, sir?
To be here with you. Since I returned in 2020, I've never had any interview with Citi FM. So it's good if you have decided to come back.
It's because, you are now, we call you Your Excellency, so we are careful in calling you. That's why. So fine, forgive us. No more.
I'm doing good.
Great. I'll talk to you about Alan Kyerematen. You want him to be president of Ghana. We'll talk about that. But before then, you've heard the Domahini speak. He says, what's the point in continuing to trial James Gyakye-Quayson? He was just re-elected last week. He's even yet to be sworn in. He'll be sworn in tomorrow, we are told. The Attorney General says he would come up with a written response later. If you were the Attorney General, and again, I want you to handle this for us in two ways. As an Attorney General, you have political responsibility, which is a political responsibility to the president and to your party, and also the administrative responsibility as Minister of Justice. How do you navigate issues that are politically tainted like this one?
Well, in last week, I spoke with one of your sister radio stations. I made it clear that the Attorney General is also a Minister of Justice and a member of Cabinet. So what concerns the party and the government also concerns it. So it's not like an independent prosecutor, who has been given a job to do, but he has a responsibility towards his party as well as to the government itself. So these are things that could be negotiated, that, look, we have a constituency and we would like to win elections there. We've founded this man out of parliament on very good grounds because constitutionally he was not qualified to be there. Now, at the time that we filed those papers, clearly he was not qualified. But afterwards, when his seat was declared vacant, he became qualified to contest because he no longer owed allegiance to any other country, which was the main point in the first case. Now we go for the by-elections and he wins. I don't like those people who claim that he has increased his number. He didn't increase. If anything, it came down. It was the same 17,000 something that he won the first fight, the same 17,000.
Yeah, but there were a few numbers extra, but let's not debate that. He has extra numbers.
I'm saying the percentage of 12% as against whatever he won with last time is the same. But in terms of the votes, it's the same people who voted for him.
Okay.
Even lower, as far as I'm concerned. So now it's a matter of negotiation. If we want to win elections in the North next time, and we go on with this trial, and then we convict him, in the likely event that we convict him, and then he gets out again, we're going to go through another by-election, this time not with him. Now, what would the people of Asin North thinking of the NPP as a party? Would they be ever comfortable voting us into power, or would they decide that would never forgive us anymore? This is what we should be looking at, because we need the numbers. Yes, we need the numbers. So I think you cannot claim that you are independent on your own. You are taking an administrative decision, and so you decided to enter a nolle prosequi without reference to your party. I don't think it is politically wise to do so, because at the end of the day, if you give an advice which is not bought into, the best thing for you to do is to tender in your resignation. And this is Africa. How many people tender in their resignation? They would rather continue to be there with all the difficulties they're going to have. So as a politician, I would not say that there's anything administrative in this matter. There's so much at stake because we need that one seat if we can get it, and so you have to take that into consideration. That may be driving those who think that we should go all out, But the point is, what are the chances of annexing that seat when the people have shown their revulsion at people like what is happening to their MP, that we are depriving the MP of serving them? So it will be a good thing to enter a no-life procedure and stop all this to show some more maturity. But you cannot, as an attorney general, do it on your own. You are not independent. You are part of a whole. And remember that you are bound by a cabinet decision, cabinet secrecy. Even if you disagreed with the decision as of the time it was being taken, once it has been taken, you are bound. You cannot go out to say that, oh, I didn't support it. You are bound to support it. So if you ask me, what I would tell you is that there's a need for some negotiations, a broader negotiations, consultations on the matter for the future of the NPP going to contest elections in Assin.
If you were the Attorney General today, you would have advised your president, not advised, but possibly mentioned to your president that, you know what, I think it's not worth it. Let's drop this case, but let the president decide. Is that what you're suggesting?
I'm not even saying president, I'm saying cabinet.
Well, I mean, but the head of the cabinet is the president, so
it doesn't matter. This is a matter which involves everybody. The party is involved. Seriously, we need one more seat. So everybody is involved. The president is a democratically elected president. Our cabinet meetings are democratic. I mean, you go around the table to sample opinion before you.
So I get a wider picture. So my point is that for you, if you were the man whose job it was to prosecute, if you were the one who had the authority to withdraw the case, you would hint at the members of your party and all interested parties that, listen, let's drop this case and prepare for maybe 2024. That's the political thing to do, you think?
Exactly.
Okay, what about the legal thing? There's this issue that if you let him go, and having agreed by the highest court of the land that he owed allegiance to another country, but he claimed he did not, the issue of perjury that he has sworn to, if you let him go, it means you have left, quote and unquote, a criminal to go. How would you deal with the legal side of things and the precedent that will be set that henceforth in the future someone can contest using false documents, but because they had an overwhelming endorsement by the population, you let them go through? How do you deal with that?
An attorney general is not bound to give any reason for entry and no-lie procedure. So you don't need to give anybody any reason.
Now, I'm interested in the law.
There are so many no-lie procedures that have been entered. Nobody gives any reason for entering a no-lie procedure. Whatever it is that it could be that you are not getting your witnesses who will come and testify for you. Whatever the reasons are, you are not bound.
No, I'm not asking you to explain. I'm not asking you to. So my point is that in building,
I'm saying that what you are supposed to do is to enter a no-lie procedure. So long as you don't have to give any reason for entering the no-lie procedure, if you did all your consultations and you are okay with it, you can go ahead and enter the no-lie procedure.
But
didn't we send Aisha one out of this country?
We did. But as a servant of the law, would your conscience let you...
Please forget about conscience. I'm talking about politics.
I know. I think we've dealt with the point. I wanted you as a lawyer now to speak. I remember when you appeared before the Supreme Court.
I have explained the truth to you already. I'm saying there are two sides. Again, let me emphasize that there's a difference between a civil claim and a criminal claim. In fact, the threshold for proving the guilt is beyond reasonable doubt, while this one is only on the balance of probabilities. So you can take all kinds of things into consideration and say that we will not even win. So long as there's some doubt, it's menstrual. When you begin to measure it, I don't want to go into that because the case is pending. So please.
So let the politics.
The best way to go about it.
Let the politics supersede the legal.
You choose to do politics. That you see, the difference between Africans and developed country people is that they write their memoirs, and you see that in their memoirs they will tell you the decisions they took and why they took them. In Africa, we die with our memoirs. We don't tell anybody anything, and so this is a very good thing.
Please,
in somebody's memoirs.
While we are that,
explain, the difficulty he was faced with and why he took a certain decision.
While we are that, please remember to write your memoirs. We would want to read about it.